Sharp King here, back with another video, coming at you from chooseyourrelationships.com. And I got a question a couple days ago from somebody. They wanted to know do black women treat white guys better? And this is it's a good question. And it's also an interesting question. And I did a video about this a couple weeks ago. And I'm going to expand on what the video was all about. And the first thing you have to realize is white guys have an advantage over everybody in society. When I say advantage, I'm talking about socially and politically. So that's the first thing you have to know about white guys. They have an advantage over everybody, regardless of who you are and where you're from and how much money you got and all that crap. And if you don't believe it, just travel across America and go to your job and just ask one question. This is really one question that every white guy would say. The answer would be no. Ask any white guy that you know. If you don't believe me, ask any white guy, would he trade places with a rich black person? And see what he says. And the answer is going to be no. Because I remember a couple years ago, Chris Rock was on stage and he said, I'm a rich black man and there ain't a white guy or a white person in this room that would change places with me. And everyone started laughing because they knew it was true. Because white people, just in general, they have what we call white privilege. Now, some people might say, well, white privilege doesn't exist. But if you open your eyes, even a blind man can see that things, if you hang around white people for a while, and if you compare your experience to theirs, you will know and see that things kind of happen a little bit more easily than it does for you. Their experience is totally different from yours. It doesn't matter how much money you got, doesn't matter where you live at, doesn't matter how you grew up, doesn't matter what school you went to, doesn't matter what job you went to, or what job you may be working at this very moment. But I can almost guarantee you that the white person's experience is going to be totally different and much more productive, and they can probably get more done in the least amount of time. Much quicker and much faster than you and much more efficient than you. And this doesn't really have anything to do with you. It doesn't make you a lazy person. It doesn't make you an ignorant person. This is just how it is, because let's just be honest. The United States of America is set up by white men for white men. So white guys have access to all women on planet Earth. That's just how that is. Now, if you're a black male listening to this, you shouldn't worry about that. That shouldn't be your focus. Your focus should be on you. You should focus on being the most productive, responsible person and to become your best self. Because you can't help what happens outside of you. You can only help what you can control, and that's yourself. But the problem is when it comes to women, see, women see money as the power. For the most part, they see money as power. And everything is based on perception. So, if you're a non-white male, women aren't going to see you the same as they see a white guy. It doesn't matter. You might be a good guy. You might be a nice guy. You might be one of the best guys maybe in your community, in your city, or in your town, or in the company you work for. But they still not going to see you as they would see a white guy. As a matter of fact, if you're an average black male in American society, there's no place for you. You're damn near useless. And in like big major cities, for example, like cities like LA, Atlanta, New York, Vegas, and maybe a couple other cities, but any city where it's a lot of celebrities and entertainment involved, an average black dude, he doesn't really have a shot when it comes to anything. Most women, this is across the board, most women will walk past an average black dude because they would say, well, he doesn't know any celebrities, doesn't hang with any celebrities, and he's not a celebrity, and he's not a hustler, and he's not flashing, so he ain't shit. This is how a lot of women see it, because that's just most people's perception in big cities. Now, a lot of women would not admit to this. Some of them probably would be bold and would admit to it, but most of them wouldn't. But however, they would never look at the white guys like that. You can take the average white guy, and if he was to speak to any woman across the board, they probably would respond, only because he's a white guy. And what you have to understand is it's not just because he's a white guy, it's because of what's behind him. You see, they look at the benefits, the access, the resources, and the average, let's just face it, the average guy, non-white guy, doesn't have access to resources like the average white guy. And women know this. See, and a lot of women that come over here from other countries, when they come over here, they're looking to fit in. So they pick things up through osmosis. And they figured out that white guys are dominating and running society. So they want to be a part of that. So most women are going to most women are going to lean towards the people within the dominant society, right? So black women usually catch on after a while, and they usually follow suit. So the question is, do black women treat white guys better? Sometimes they do. It just depends on who the black woman is and how she was raised and her perception. It really depends on how she sees things and what type of agenda she has. Because sometimes some black males do get treated good, but that's not the average black male, though. That's the thing. We're talking about average black male. The average black male is just, they work their 9-to-5 job, and, they probably go to church on Sunday, and they might get a car or a house, and maybe a kid. They might be married or whatnot, or they could be single as well. But they don't have a lot of ambition. A lot of black males don't have a lot of ambition, right? I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But if you're not that ambitious, don't expect to be so attractive around women, right? See, a white guy, he don't have to be so ambitious. All he got to do is just basically be a decent white guy. See, the average white guy can be just like the average black dude or non-white dude and still be more attractive than you. And you know why that is? Because of how society is set up. Because of the perception of the white guy. Because a lot of women put white guys on a pedestal. But they don't put you on a pedestal. And they don't put me on a pedestal. The only way we'll get put on the pedestal is we have to be very ambitious, very outgoing. Gotta have charm, charisma, and swag, and all that shit. But they put white guys on a pedestal by default. White guys get put on the pedestal by default because of past history, and because they just happen to reap the benefits that's been passed down before they even were born, right? But, you know, a lot of people might not like that, but that's how it happened. I don't make the rules. I just figured it out as I went when I was younger, right? So sometimes black women treat white guys better and sometimes they don't. It just depends on the guy, depends on his personality, depends on his status. It just depends. But we're talking about average guys here. We're not talking about like celebrities and entertainers or anything like that. When it comes to entertainers and men with power and money, that's a different story. But we're talking about average guys. Average guys that work 9-to-5 job. They go to work every day, take care of their kids, take care of the household. But what I would say, if you're an average black dude living in a major city and you're not getting no play or you're not meeting the women that you want to meet, you gotta move. You gotta move, man. Because just like I said, if you're in a major city and if you're not getting the play from women that you want, either you're gonna have to become more of a man, better version of yourself, or you gotta move. That's it. That's how it is. You might not want to hear that shit, but it's either or. That's it. So if you like what you heard in this video, subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, Sharp Game is out.